Greetings, everyone. So this is a video I've been thinking about for a little while, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And full disclaimer is there are times where I'm low vibrational as well, but I work on it every day of my life. And, we attract what we attract. But I really feel there is a strong relation to narcissistic behaviors, narcissists, super toxic people, and lower vibrations, lower vibrational thinking, lower vibrational experiences, just lower vibration in general. So whomever's not interested in law of attraction or those types of things, this might not be interesting to you. But it's my observation that a lot of whom I would call narcissists or possibly sociopaths live in the low vibrational frequency. That's where they stay. And I had this realization the other day when I had gone out somewhere and I went to a local store. And it was just hitting me that yes, we are a vibrational match for whom we are. And living in a higher frequency, a higher vibration, for me anyways, I can speak for myself, does take work. Does. I get mad sometimes. You guys hear my videos. When it comes to any type of child endangerment or abuse towards women or even abuse towards men, things like that where I see there's some type of injustice or something like that, that's where my vibrational frequency goes crazy. But I really believe that like a super true malignant narcissist, a narcissist to their core, live in a lower vibration. And as I was at this store the other day, I was just thinking about it, how and also too, I had an interaction with a narcissist not long ago, and it's like I don't know how to explain it. They literally, they are like a lizard, and lizards are cool, right? I'm just like using an example. Like the more reptilian brain, they literally seethe. When I say like seethe, they seethe, and they make these like hissing noises and that. And this is not from paranoia. Like it's like their demeanor. You know what I mean? Like the interaction I had on the phone not too long ago was just seething. Like this contempt and this, like I'm going to get something and twist it, and I'm going to twist you. I'm going to twist everything that you say. And a lot of times too, if you look at their pictures, their faces will be like contorted. They might even be, if you look hard enough, it may look demonic. And I personally do believe in spirits that inhabit people. Absolutely, I believe it. It's like the energy that they hold, you know what I mean? So it's just weird. It's like I sometimes listen to these videos. Like there's like Donovan Dread. I like his channel, and there's quite a few stations or like YouTube videos, YouTube channels, that talk about cryptids and I am like fascinated with this stuff. And like if you were to talk about the Mothman's going to be on a like real lower vibrational frequency. I think the Dogman is somewhat like that too. And some of the cryptids or otherworldly beings that they talk about are really super dark. So I've just noticed that. It's like, and the fact is, with law of attraction, it's like attracts like. But let's say I'm just going to use a store because we all go to stores. You go into a store and there's like maybe 100 employees or however many, depending on how big it is. It's just going to happen that if you go into that building, they're going to be lower vibrational beings. You might not be real close to them though. You know what I mean? Because law of attraction is real, and it's like you send out your vibrational thoughts, send out signals. You know what I mean? You don't have to believe it, but I'm not here to convince anyone. That's my belief system. But I was just thinking that narcissists and sociopaths, they live in this. They live in it. I mean, turn on mass media. Hello. I don't watch mass media, although I'm very grateful to a lot of these newspapers or whatever I'm reading. Probably newspapers, I guess, because they're through some of these articles, I'm able to share the stories about child abuse, Scientology, etc., those things. But it's like everything is doom and gloom and dread and death and shooting and killing and all these just nothing's good, you know what I mean? And I do feel that a lot of things live on a lower vibrational frequency. And once you are able to control your frequency more, or your vibrational, it's a vibrational frequency that you emit, like a radio frequency. You have far less encounters with these kinds of people. But, we do live in the matrix, so you are going to have interactions sometimes. But it was just such a weird, deduction that I had, because this person that I was interacting with, sometimes you have interactions and you're like, it makes you think about a lot of things and you're like, yeah, this will probably be the last time, or, maybe like one of the last times, as long as you're on Earth or something, that you interact with this person, because they're just spewing and they're just, and they're twisting their hands and they're just waiting. Have you ever heard of ambulance chasers? I was going to title this Ambulance Chasers, but I want to talk more about the whole metaphysical part. So when I was a young girl, I remember my parents talking about, when we lived in the city, we used to live in Milwaukee. I remember my parents talking about people that would, and then I'll get back to the ambulance chaser, but people that would go to witness car accidents. So I was very, very young, and there was this, and sure, traffic was much different back then, like back in the 70s. It wasn't like it is now. But somebody had a car accident, and they turned their car over onto somebody's front lawn. I don't know what happened to the people. I don't think they died. It was just like just an accident, and then maybe the ambulance came, but all these people came out to see it, you know what I mean? And I just remember my parents and some of their friends talking about how you have people that just wait for stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, they got to see the gore and that other people's lives are fucked up, and things are going wrong, and they got to just be on the edge of their seat, and did you hear what happened? We actually, come to think of it, we had relatives like that, a few of them, and they just live for it, like that gossip and all that stuff. And then also, I know one person in my family, we didn't do it very often, but they chased ambulances, which is totally ignorant. But It's like, it's, it's exciting. Let's chase the ambulance. I think nowadays you would definitely you'd get into huge trouble for doing that. Like huge trouble. Probably go to jail. But it's like, let's go see what bad things are happening to other people. But it also correlates with this just being in the lower frequencies, like everything's bad, talking badly about other people, putting them down, just being angry all the time. A lot of times it'll show up in their physical being. And it doesn't mean, like, I'm just going to use weight for an example. And I've been heavy set, I've been slender, I've been all of it. But it's like, let's say you got a really angry, I'll pick on the men today. You got a really angry man, right? And he's just pissed at the world. His boss sucks. The world sucks. Everything's awful. Everything, oh, that woman, she's such a bitch. Everything's just awful. And then they'll go home and they just overeat. They overeat. They overeat. They overeat. And then they spew all this hatred and this anger and all this. And you just can, by the way they carry themselves, you can just feel like that lower vibrational. You know what I mean? You can feel it. Like another person might be a heavy-set person, but they're just buoyant and they come into the office and they're just smiling and everybody just loves having them around. And they're funny and they're just always cracking a joke and they're caring and they're full of love. That's different. But there's some words I'm looking for. I don't know which words I'm looking for. But it's like, ooh, here, Sonny. What can I do for you today? And they're twisting their hands. Like the lizard salesman or something. Like they're just waiting for their target. They're waiting for their target. They're waiting to see somebody to trip them or to talk bad about them or call Susie a slut or, it's like they're the, some of the ambulance chasers, the people that go to witness car accidents just to talk about something tragic and sad, Honestly, I think a lot of people that talk all day long about, all these tragedies on the news, and there's a lot going on with the news. I haven't watched the news in 30 years. It's probably going on even a little longer. I'm getting older now. I haven't watched it since, well, yeah, let me think here. Well, I guess it's heading on about 30 years. Around when the 911 thing happened. Around that time. But I had stopped watching the news before then. But anyhow, it's like, if you were to take like a lizard hybrid human, which I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure they are. And there's nothing wrong with lizards. I'm just using this as an example. But I'm talking about more like reptilian brain, which no emotion, no love, no kindness, no generosity, that way. They do act animal-like. It's weird. Like, if you go around a really empathic person, like a kind-hearted soul, they just don't act like that at all. Their blood is warm, and like the more reptilian person would be like more cold-blooded. Probably driving down the freeway, and then when they see, a raccoon trying to pass or something, like purposely hit it. People like that. Real sadists, real awful, just cruel. I don't often have interactions with people like this, but it'll happen from time to time because you're out, right? You're out doing stuff. I don't have it happen very often. But if it does happen, I can feel it immediately. And usually I'm about 15 to 20 feet away from a person like that. And like I was talking about in one of the other videos the other day about like a narcissist that's raging, and they'll come to the party and then they'll just ruin it and then bring all the attention on themselves away from the person getting married or whatever's happening. And the people that have common sense, like if it's in an office or a barbecue, people might not understand what narcissism is, but they get out of there. They leave. You know, they'll say, oh, honey, let's pack up the kids. We got to go. You know, it's like you just know to get away from that. And usually people that act like that, there's more volatility and possibly violence getting ready to happen, because the narcissist always needs to blow off their steam on other people. I mean, I've heard people say it's like emotional regulation, but to me that doesn't seem like regulation, does it? But it's like because I don't think they really have emotions the way we do. They might appear to have emotions, or it might look like they do, but I don't think it's real emotions. It's different. Because there's clearly some things missing in their brain because of the way they act. And that's that more reptilian, lower vibrational place. The one who's raging, that's a low vibration. Somebody screaming and hollering to the top of their lungs, that's a low vibration. You might want to get out of there. Or I saw this happen once. Oh my goodness. One job that I had. And that company wound up actually closing, which I predicted. I knew it was going to happen. I think what happened was one of their employees where I worked, she was doing a lot of shady stuff she wasn't supposed to be doing. And she'd been getting away with it for a very long time. And she finally got found out. And then when she got found out, the management tried to reel her in and tried to make her do things by the book the way they were supposed to be done, and she didn't like it. So I don't know exactly how it went down, but I think, this is just me guessing, I think they asked her to leave, like quietly, instead of making basically they were probably firing her in a way, but they made it as nice as you can fire someone. It's kind of weird. But I just remember the last day that this girl was at this job, she had a fit like a toddler. She was crying and it was crazy. I was just looking at her like, what is your problem? I mean, like, why would you do that, right? Like literally she was acting like a toddler. And, now looking back, that's a narcissistic way to be. I don't know if she was a narcissist, but it's very narcissistic. I wouldn't be too surprised. She had some issues, but that's lower vibrational. That's reptilian type. Well, I don't know if that's reptilian. It's definitely narcissistic. But, you're doing that. You're throwing a fit like a 2-year-old holding your breath. That's a lower vibrational frequency. And I don't know. I don't think narcissists, it depends on who you're talking about. Not every single narcissist is always lower vibrational. In fact, I'm going to do a video on this. I was thinking about this. Sometimes the narcissist that you're with, either romantically or your friend or family member, can be some of the best fun people you've ever been around. When everything's going their way, man, they are fun to be around. But the minute things switch and they don't get their way, or the narrative doesn't go how they want it to, that's when they lose it, But in general, if you think of the more narcissistic gossip, right? The narcissistic gossip that wants to gossip about everyone and make people look down on other people, like, oh, that girl Susie, she's sleeping with everyone. Or, oh, did you hear about Ray? He lost his job. Or did you hear about Bob? He cheated on his wife. That's lower vibrational. That's lower vibrational, you know? I personally don't want to be around anyone who's like super dramatic. I mean, I've been over that for many years. I got over that when I was in my 30s. And I'm old. I'm like in my 50s now. So I like when I say no time, I mean no time with a capital T, no time for it. I don't even care what the issue is. I'm like, goodbye. Goodbye. You know. But it's yeah, anyways, narcissism and lower vibrational frequency goes together. It absolutely does. And literally, they often have a way of just bringing, remember how I was explaining how you might be, let's say you're in an office and everybody's taking a little bit of a break and just joking around for a little while, as you do sometimes. And people are just joking and having a good time. And then all of a sudden, a narcissistic employee comes in, and you know, like everybody's nervous around them because they always know something's going to happen. That is the vibrational frequency going down. It's like thought energy, you know, thought energy that's just lower vibrational. It's not that I never ever get, you know, sucked into some of these things, but for the most part, I just try to get out of Dodge, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't. So, yeah, anyways, hopefully this is helpful. This is kind of fun to talk about. I might do some more videos like this. And today was a kind of a busy day for videos. I'll be bringing some tomorrow or the next day. Sometimes I need a break. This is very depressing stuff. So I do hope that you guys enjoy this video. Chances are the algorithm won't pick it up too much because it's narcissism and low vibration. I mean, it might. It's to do with law of attraction. I'm not sure. Because some of them go and some don't. So have an amazing day or night wherever you are, guys. Peace.